When the workday's done and the lights are low, there's a place to go where the tech minds flow like the truths you hear with a beer or two from a mate who's been there, who's guiding you through insights from the best, the Incentric crew. They got stories, smarts, and something new. Is tech talk the way real friends do? Welcome to the Late Night Brew.
Hello, everyone. Buck from the Late Night Brew here to talk about zero networks and how they can make pen testing so much easier. Now, quick review. Pen testing is, of course, penetration testing, sorry, is, of course, a stress test for network security and really security as a whole. It's designed to try to simulate an actual attack in order to find those vulnerabilities that are present in your system before, well, those malicious actors find them, right? And where gaps exist, that is where they can get in and take advantage of that. Now, by design, I should say, they're very difficult to pass, right? They are trying every possible move, every possible strategy, vulnerability that they know. They're not going to play fair. They're not going to ask nicely. They're just going to try to get as far as they possibly can. The problem, especially on the organizational side, is there's a lot done, either intentionally or unintentionally, that makes it easy, let's call it, to fail a pen test, because while everyone loves the idea of designing for security, the reality of that is not very many organizations actually do it. It is a focus on what do we need to get business done and to enable everyone to work, and then from there, where can we tighten stuff down, right? So generally, devices and people have more access than they technically need to. The plethora of updates and interoperability between applications, hosts, the configurations and the security and the updates of all the items between them, whether it's a firewall, a load balancer, what have you, you do have all of these layers that need to be thought about, coordinated, and really managed. And if one firewall rule or an update isn't applied when or where it should be, there's an entry point just like that. Segmentation, right? This is an area that is often overlooked. So if you get access into a network, all of a sudden you can see everything because it's not segmented to the level that it should be. So there's little or no segmentation. And then more often than not, the security is focusing around detection. We want to know when something goes down, when something, starts to act funky, right? So it's remediation at that point as opposed to prevention. Now, how does Zero Network assist you with this? Well, I'm so glad you asked, hypothetical viewer. They automatically segment the network, right? Automatically takes it out of your hands. It learns, it does it for you, so you don't have to spend all that time tracking, mapping out, ensuring that what does have access and what doesn't have access and who should be on what network, as it were, is done behind the scenes. And of course, with that automated microsegmentation, it is going to, one, learn, but two, make that reaction to when something does happen that much faster. So if a device gets compromised, it becomes truly an island, and they can't go anywhere until they, being the malicious actors, can't go anywhere until the problem's solved, in which case they lose it. Next, we all know identity is huge, right? We all have to prove who we are in order to get access to what we need to do. On top of the automatic device network micro segmentation, it also functions by segmenting at the identity level. The users only have access to the resources they need. So if a user does get compromised, theoretically, they only have access to what that user does, which should be the least privileged, right, that they need to get away with their job. So that user gets compromised, it's not as big of a deal because it's limited to where they can go to begin with, on top of the device itself is potentially going to be quickly isolated, and there'll be nowhere for that malicious actor to go, or the pen tester to go, since we're talking about that. Not only that, Zero Networks enables multi-factor authentication at every single level, not just the application level. So things like Remote Desktop Protocol, RDP, SSH, WinRM, those protocols are protected by MFA. And when a user does need to have access to it, they're going to do that MFA before that port even gets opened, or that protocol port. So there's this defense in layers along with the automation where Zero networks can really improve the overall security of an environment. On top of that, it can be proven by when they get their next pen test, it's going to come back entirely different because of all of the work and improvements that have been created and deployed through Zero Networks. Please reach out. Let us help you learn some more. Thanks. Have a great day.